50 a couple of years ago, I was angry. I was mad. I determined from younger in my life that by the time I reached 50, I wanted to retire. I wanted to do some other things. But that didn't happen. I figured that by the time I reached 30, I would be able to travel the world, be able to play with my grandkids, do some awesome things, stay home, water the grass, and do some other things, but still find myself working 7 days out of the week. And then a couple of years ago, I was in the dry season of my life. I just wanted to disappear. I wanted to get off of planet Earth because some things that wasn't going right inside my life. And I took a trip. When I took a trip down to Canada, I went away by myself for 7 days. And it was in these 7 days that I had like an experience like what the prophet Elijah had. You remember Elijah the prophet? The Bible talks about him like making a show out of all of the other prophets of Baal. And then he went on to tear down all of the gods that they'd make out of stones and show them up. And then there was this one woman called Jezebel. She sent a message to the prophet, say, look here, by this time tomorrow, I'm going to do you right and I'm going to cut a movie on you. That's me paraphrasing the Bible. But Elijah got scared. He broke off running. God found him in a cave crying, Lord, I was the only one what left. Lord, I tired. And that's how I was. I was doing everything for everybody else. But I didn't think that there was nobody there to do anything for me. I felt forsaken. I felt like I was in love. I felt that I'd given to everybody and very few would come back and say, thank you. I was in a dry season of my life. I was in a wilderness. And just like God visited Elijah when he was in that same state that I found myself in, he visited me. And he asked me the same question that he asked Elijah when he showed up inside that cave with this great prophet, this prophet that had brought so many miracles, was hiding. And he asked Elijah, and he asked me, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And he asked him, why are you here? What are you doing in this place? My question that I want to ask to you this morning, because this is a question that I have to answer for myself. What is your why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you keep on doing what you're doing? See, my brothers and sisters, I found out unless you have a why, you ain't never going to be able to press on. You ain't never going to be able to get up when life hits you, the blow that life often do. How much of y'all know that we have a theory that says that anything that could go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time? Yeah, why, my brothers and sisters, will be the thing that cause you to get up when you get struck down inside your head. Your why is the most powerful thing that you could ever have in your life. Why do you do what you do? I hear people all the time, I want to make money, I want to do this, and I want to do that. But why do you want to do these things? You got to determine that for you. The minister and I were having a conversation a little while ago in the conference room, and we were talking about the different reasons why people get into politics. Because so many people have been asking me, Carlos, when you going to go into politics? Most people get into politics for the wrong reason, just like everything else. People in the church for the wrong reason. We believe that politics is going to be able to bring you a whole heap of money. And even in the church, people feel that you're going to get all of this prestige and you're going to get money and you're going to get all of that stuff. Let me tell you something, young. I don't care what somebody get inside the church. If you survive 10 years inside ministry, you deserve whatever you get. Because I used to cuss. Trust me, every 3 words I used to say, minister, used to be a cuss. But I never felt so much like cussing until I started pastoring the church. Because church people that cause you to cuss, church people that cause you to bring out your ghetto-ness. And then that's why you got to have the why you do what you do. I never wanted to be a pastor, make no mistake. When God asked me to be a pastor, I said, man, look at God, I ain't with that. I ain't never want to go through that. In fact, I never wanted to be saved. When we were growing up and people come around you talking about being a Christian, they can't be like them little sissy boys them with their little polyester pants. Back then it was the polyester pants, and they used to wear these gunning pants, and all the Christians used to look geeky. I said, I can't be like them. And then God spoke to me. And when I came into the body of Christ, we ratified Christianity. But before we came, it wasn't no reggae and no rap, not in the Bahamas. In fact, one day we went to a church, myself, Christian Master, and they locked the door on us. We couldn't come in because we wasn't refined. I didn't look like how I look now. We had on all the Oakleys, and we were rough. We just came from running gangs and stuff, and now we come up to this church and they closed the door and they locked the door. We couldn't come in. One morning, minister, we went to Bethel Baptist. When the women them saw us coming, the old women, they grab their purse and they break off running to the next side. That's how we look. But how much of y'all know that God could take a nothing, turn him into a something, and qualify him to tell somebody about his grace? I believe that our life becomes the story. But your story can only have a meaning if the story has a why. I remember watching this fight with Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson was fighting this no-name fellow called Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson and James Buster Douglas. Each of them had a lot of baggage with them. Everybody would know Mike Tyson. He carried baggage. But he was a fighter. And these two fought foot to foot inside this heavyweight fight. This championship that was fought down in Tokyo. Douglas started fast inside the fight. He was just slinging blows at Tyson, connecting him with the left jab, and eventually followed it up with a swift right cross. By the fifth round, Tyson's eye was beginning to swell. Tyson Camp was so confident that Tyson was going to do away with this fella that they didn't even bring an ice bag just in case he got hit. Because y'all know Tyson. Tyson was those fighters that if you don't catch the beginning of the fight, you miss the fight. But up until the 8th round and seeing that Buster Douglas had beat Tyson, but with his back against the rope, Tyson unleashed one uppercut that dropped Douglas to the floor. No one had ever gotten up from an uppercut that Tyson dropped on you, that dropped you to the floor, until Buster Douglas. Make no mistake in life. Life gonna knock you down to the floor. Life is gonna throw a blow on you when you least expect it, my brothers and sisters. And it's only your why is gonna be the determining factor of why you get up and continue to fight. Buster did not get up until the 10 count was down to 1. Tyson knocked Buster down, but Buster Douglas, he refused to stay down. He was down for the count, my brothers and sisters. But somewhere he heard the referee counting 3. And then he heard 2. And then he heard 1. And right before the bell sounded to stop or end the 10th round, he got back up. He survived by the bell. And that's how our life is. Sometimes, like, we could give it our best, and sometimes God will cause you to live to fight another round. He came out, busted it. Everybody thought that Tyson was going to destroy him because now he's wounded. And everybody knew that once Tyson gets you, that's it. But Tyson went out at him. But Douglas kept fighting. Even though he was supposed to go down, he kept on fighting. And he kept on fighting. Finally, Douglas rallied and he connected with Tyson. He released a series of uppercuts that wobbled Tyson. Douglas stepped forward and unleashed one four-punch combination that dropped Tyson straight to the floor. Tyson was counted out, and Douglas pulled off one of the greatest upsets in sports history. But check this out. At that time, Tyson was the most dominant heavyweight fighter ever. He was 37-0 and held the IBF, he held the WBC and the WBA titles. Douglas just lost his mother. She died 23 days before this fight. And he was listed, watch this, as a 42-1 underdog. But he became the heavyweight champion of the world. The reporters asked Douglas, say, why were you able to get up after receiving that devastating blow from Mike Tyson? Douglas looked at the reporters and said this. He said, you know, when my mom, when I was on her dying bed, she told me that I was going to beat Mike Tyson and become the heavyweight champion of the world. While I was down there, I remember why I was fighting that fight. I wasn't fighting that fight to survive the fight, Buster said. I was fighting that fight to win the fight. Until you find your why, you have not found a reason to keep on keeping on. Your why is your purpose. Your why is the thing that will cause you to get up in the morning. Your why is the thing that will give your life meaning. Your why will define who you are and what you are made of. Your why, my brothers and sisters, will cause you to tap into an energy that you never even know you had, just like Buster Douglas. But here's the problem. One of the main reasons why folk don't connect with their why is because they're so busy searching for their why on the wrong ships. Relationships, companionship, partnership, friendship. Not all ships good for you. Get that in your spirit now. You could get on some ships and they'll mess your life right up. Before you commit to some of these ships or allow some of them to drop anchor on you, you had better get to know who they are. You remember the song, Take Time to Know Them? It's not an overnight affair. Some of us, we so gullible. We connect with anybody that want to connect inside our lives. But I believe we should go through the process like what you go through to get driver's license. Before you get a driver's license, you need a permit. Then you got to study the different signs. Then they take you on a test. And if you pass that test, they issue a driver's license so you could drive on the road where everybody else driving. What qualifies somebody to drive on your life? What is the why? Until you find your why, you keep opening yourself to a whole heap of jokers. When a ship drops an anchor, it gets stuck. When folks drop their anchor on you, you're going to get stuck. And in most cases, it's going to be just like being in quicksand. The more you wiggle, the deeper you sink. Toxic relationship will cause you to get stuck in other people's why. This will cause you to lose track of your own why and consume all your energy and your resources. I want to encourage you today, before you start seeking on investing in other relationships and companionship, make sure you have one with you. It's not until you have your own ship that you can determine, or you can determine, when to drop anchor or when to sail on. And be definitive about your why. What I'm trying to say, most people, you hear them today, I want to be rich, I want to have plenty of money. But why do you want to be rich and have plenty of money? In most cases, you want to have a good life. Your why shouldn't be about getting the money. It should be about having a good life. See, when you determine what's the ultimate why, when you're definitive about your ultimate why, then all of the other process will become understandable, but most of all, they'll become necessary. You'll then be asking yourself, why am I doing what am I doing? How is what am I doing helping me to get to my why? What I'm saying is, what is your why? How are you going to get to your why? Money is only a vehicle, just like some of the other things, to take you to your goal, but they should not be your goal. Anytime money is your goal, you'll never have none. What I'm telling you today is out of a chapter of next book that I'm writing right now called If I Knew Then What I Know Now. It took me 57 years to tell you in a few moments what I'm telling you right now. Running after money will cause you to lose track of your goal, and that is why you need to establish your why. Many folk today that have money lost focus of their why. They wanted money in the first place, and now they have lots of money, but they're still not fulfilled. Paul says inside Philippians 3, brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended. But one thing I do. What's the one thing you're doing? See, when you don't know who you are, you give somebody else permission to make you who they think you should be. But I stopped by to tell somebody this morning that another person's opinion about you does not have to become your reality. See, you only get all these kind of messages in churches because people really want to keep you where you are always dependent upon people. I don't want that. Here in the Kingdom Summit, our goal is to build a strong and committed community of believers by transforming followers into leaders and leaders into agents of change. And we see that manifesting inside this place. Look at the product. Look at Travis Robertson. Travis Robertson was here from he was 8 years old. Now to hear him speak in the House of Parliament, he don't go in speaking the way or where he was born. He don't go in the House of Assembly saying, but true in the item. No. You listen to him, right? He's eloquent with the way he speaks. Because we understand our why. And we're focused on our why. Nobody can come to me. People come here all the time. Oh, Pastor Carlos, you need to do this. You need to do that. And I'm in awe. Everybody know what you need to do, but they don't know what they need to do. I'm living my dream. I'm effective doing what God placed me on planet Earth to do. If I die now, I can say, yeah, well done. Paul said, there's one thing I do. Watch this. Forgetting those things that are behind. Let me tell you something. Until you get a why, you'll always be living behind. Can I tell you today that there's a reason why the windshield in the car is much bigger than the rearview mirror? Sometimes you got to get your eyes out of the rearview mirror and concentrate on where you're going. See, folks could only hold you captive to your past. And there's some folks that'll come and they'll remind you so much of who you used to be. That's why I tell people when I go to speak someplace, don't introduce me as no former gang leader. I've been in the gang from 1990. I'm a consultant. I'm a gang specialist. That's what I am. I'm not a former this or former that. Get off of them former things. Paul say, forget what's behind. And he says that reaching forward to those things that are ahead. See, until you release what you're trying to carry from the back, you're not going to be free to embrace what's ahead of you. Don't let them haters, them naysayers, them critics them frenemies, them enemies, hold you to who you used to be. And we got a problem with this Bahamas. It's that as soon as you start to go forward, this black tribe syndrome try to hold you where you used to be. They keep reminding you, and then they'll have the audacity to be able to hate on you. When we look at this Bahamas, we're not where we want to be. But how much of y'all in here could say that crime is not down in this country right now? Last year we heard about murders every other day. You hearing about them now? This is my good friend right here. Whatever he's doing, it's working. But you'll still find people who would still have something to say. People can care less what you do. They just want to find something to discourage you from your why. People will hate you as soon as you step forward and be different. As soon as you take that step and press into the future to obtaining or pursuing your why, they'll start to hate you. That's why if you ever want to do something good, you better prepare yourself for some haters. But I often tell my haters, you hate me now and you only see the preview. You can dead when the movie come out. But Paul says, reaching forward to those things that are ahead. Watch this. I press toward. Somebody say, press. Say it again. Press. Don't you know you can't press where there's no opposition? The meaning of press is to apply force where there's resistance. So if you try right now to press against this open space that's below you, because there's no resistance, you will fall straight on your face. The absence of resistance makes it impossible to press. So Paul knew just what he was writing when he wrote this. He said, press towards, watch this, the goal. Somebody say the goal. Not goals, you know. The goal. What's your goal? Not your goals. What's your ultimate goal? You say, I want to go to college. Why you want to go to college? I want to have money. Why I want to have money? I want to have a big house. Why I want to have a big house? I want to own a business. Why? Establish your ultimate why. Where you have one goal. And everything else feeds that one goal. You don't have to find everything. You just find out one thing. Believe it or not, you don't have much time, you know. Soon and very soon, every last one of us is going to have to stand before an almighty, all-knowing God and give an account of our why. On every tombstone, there are two dates. The day when you're born and the day when you die. But in between those two dates, it's a little dash. That little dash is your life. Your why is encompassed in that little dash. I will be celebrating 57 years being on planet Earth this coming Wednesday. God only promised me 70. If that calculation is correct, but that's 19 years. If God don't give me some grace and mercy. You know I ain't got no time to be playing around worrying about what this one say, what that one say. This can be the best 13 years of my life. Because I can do this my way. I ain't stressing out on nobody. I ain't worried about what this one say or what this one think. I ain't got that kind of time. I already got 13. I can work this 13. And I suggest whatever you got, you better work that. Young people don't believe you got forever. You ain't got forever. This life's short. Solomon say it's like a vapor. It's here today and it's gone. Chavas, You ain't get long doing what you're doing. Minister, you ain't get long doing what you're doing. Establish your why and do what you gotta do. Anybody got a problem with that? Let them take it up with God. My good friend Shanique Miller, do what you're doing. We ain't ashamed of what we going through because we ain't trying to impress nobody. We kicking it like it's real because it is real. Too many fakers in this world. Why? Because they find their why. As soon as you find your why, you don't get caught up with all of the people who are making noise from the sideline. You focus on what it is that you're supposed to do. I believe that you was here today for the right reason. Go to work on your why. That's all I gotta say. Slap those hands together.
And so this is a wonderful word. As I said, I love the sermon this morning, the wonderful sermonette. It was great. It inspired and enriched me. And I will move forward this week just further blessed.
Everywhere I go, I tell people that the Travis you see today, I was not always as fine and well-groomed and poised as I am today. But everything that I've come to now embrace was started right here at the Kingdom Summit, the Hope Center. So I am a proud product of Youth Against Violence, of the Hope Center, of Dr. Carlos Reid mentorship. Daddy, I love you.
Brother Carlos, I've always admired you. And it was a no-brainer because for me being here this morning, I continue to follow you, and I follow your WhatsApp messages as well, which are always enlightening. It's always great to be in the presence of real people. And I think the one thing that we miss in this country is too often, many of the people who ascend to the top, they may have been real prior to ascending to the top. But all of a sudden, it seems as if that when they get there, they forgot what being real is all about. Okay? Once you decide to make a difference, to be a contributor to the building of this nation, and you are sincere about it, people are going to come after you. Oh, he ain't no good, she ain't no good, oh, he only doing that for money. They ain't paying no attention to the people you're saving. You see, because I didn't know that you were so instrumental in the development of my good brother and friend, Travis. Right? I know that you have been doing a lot of good things, and you continue to do it. You know? Because we have become such a pessimistic society. Such a society that talks people who are doing good down. Because what you're doing is real and is sincere. And as I sat here, and Shanique was extremely on the mark, that your message was so succinct, but very powerful. Oftentimes you go to churches, and you're in there for hours, and the message is hour long, and you're still trying to figure out what's going on here. I've lost it about 40 minutes ago. But from the beginning, I was able to follow you to the very end. And it was a very powerful message. So it speaks volumes to who you are.
Kingdom Summit, the realest place on the planet, on the planet. Welcome. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. You gotta come check us out, why? Cause the Kingdom Summit, the realest place on the planet, on the planet. Yeah, it's the Kingdom Summit, the realest place on the planet, on the planet. Yeah. Ha.